We're going to talk a little bit today about the types of sets that we sell in the yard. There are three main types. We do sawn products with bespoke finishes and all that sort of thing, but generally in the yard we have three different types of granite sets. So we do a natural split set, which is just a traditional granite set that you might find on any high street, any market town. And then we do the same product, but these have been through the tumbling machine just to give them more of an aged look. But essentially it's the same product that have just been through the tumbling machine. We put them in for about 20 minutes, 1 ton at a time, and it just sort of slightly rounds off the edges. And then we do them with a top finish. In this case, these are medium grey flame top finish. These have got a split side and a sawn bottom. So the more traditional ones like this, you can see that they're just cropped on a cropping machine by eye. They're not sort of exactly measured. So of course there are size variations. The stone is very, very robust. And so when it cracks in slightly different directions. So you can see here what you're dealing with. You know, they're not just sort of lumps of rock. Obviously we are trying to make them to a tolerance of say 20%, but that can be quite marked. That can be something that's more like 18 centimetres long to something that's more like 21. But these are just like your traditional granite sets. So you can see in the crate here what you're dealing with in terms of size variations. These are medium grey. It's a nice dry day today, so this is the colour they'd look when they're dry. Now when they go in the tumbling machine, this is that product that we just looked at, but they've been tumbled. So you can see it doesn't alter the shape of them dramatically. The stone's very, very robust, so all it does is it just rounds off the ends a little bit. And so you end up with a product that looks a bit more aged. You know, like in any market town, granite sets that have been down for a long time, they've had a lot of footfall, horse and carts, cars, whatever it may be, over a long period of time. And they've just been very, very slightly rounded on the top. And that's the look that you'll get with a tumbled set. Now moving over here, these are the top finish sets. Now these are much more even in dimensions. They're made on a template cropper as opposed to a normal cropper like we have in this yard. And so because it's a slightly different way of making the sets, it produces a much more even product. Now they're not calibrated. This is not a sawn product, but you can see that they are pretty even in dimensions. The two that we looked at there in the crates, really it's more comfortable to lay them with, let's say, a finger width, a 10, 12 mil joint. With these flame top sets, you can lay them a little bit closer. I would still recommend some form of joint because they're not sawn sides, but you can probably get them to more like 6 or 8 mil. And obviously, because this would have started life as a sawn product and be flamed on top, it's very, very flat. So it's still a granite set, but I would say that you'll get more of a, maybe not contemporary, but a much cleaner look than you would get with the traditional natural split or tumbled sets.